The Grand Meridian Hotel ballroom glittered like something from a fairy tale. Crystal chandeliers, silk-draped tables, flowers that probably cost more than my monthly rent. My brother Alex's wedding was everything my sister-in-law Brittany had dreamed of: expensive, showy, and designed to make everyone feel inferior. I stood near the gift table in my simple navy dress, watching guests arrive in their designer gowns and tailored suits. "Oh my God!" a voice said behind me. "Is that what you're wearing?" I turned. My sister Nicole stood there in a gold sequined gown that probably cost $3,000. Her face twisted in that expression. She'd perfected concern masking cruelty. "Hi Nicole, you look beautiful." "Thanks. But seriously, Harper, that dress ... double quotes. She circled me slowly. "Where did you even get it?" "Target." "Old Navy." "It's just a simple dress. It's a cheap dress," she interrupted. "This is Alex's wedding, at the Grand Meridian, the most expensive venue in the city, and you show up looking like you're going to a job interview at H&R Block." "Nicole, I think Harper looks lovely," Aunt Marie said, appearing beside us. "Your sweet Aunt Marie. But come on." Nicole gestured at my dress. "No jewelry. No sparkle. Navy blue, possibly the most boring color on earth. She looks like someone's secretary." "I like navy," I said quietly. "Of course you do. You like everything boring and cheap and forgettable." Nicole sipped her champagne. "But this is Alex's day. Brittany's day. You could have made an effort." More family members were gathering now. My cousin Rachel, my Uncle Tom, my mom, still fussing with the floral arrangements near the head table. "Harper's here?" Nicole announced loudly. "Come see her outfit." "Nicole, stop," I said. "What?" "I'm just asking people to appreciate your fashion choices, or lack thereof." Mom walked over, her expression already disapproving. "Harper. Oh, honey, that's what you chose to wear." "It's a nice dress, Mom." "It's a plain dress. This is the social event of the year, and you look like you're attending a funeral. A cheap funeral." A few people laughed. "I didn't have time to shop for something fancy." "There's fancy, and then there's appropriate," Mom said. "You knew this was black tie optional. You could have at least tried." "I did try." "This is a nice dress." "Compared to what?" Nicole said. "Prison uniforms." More laughter. Uncle Tom joined the circle. "What's going on?" "Harper's fashion statement," Nicole said. "We're trying to figure out which bargain basement she raided." "Nicole, that's enough," I said, my voice firmer. "Oh, come on. Don't be sensitive. We're family. We can joke." "It's not a joke if only you're laughing." "Actually, several people are laughing," she pointed out, which was true. A small crowd had gathered, wedding guests, watching the show. "The thing is, Harper, you do this. You show up to family events looking like you got dressed in the dark. Remember Thanksgiving? You wore jeans to Thanksgiving. They were nice jeans. They were jeans. And now this, Alex's wedding. The biggest day of his life, and you couldn't be bothered to buy a decent dress? I have student loans, primera ave rent. I can't afford $1,000 dress for one night." "Oh, please," Mom said. "You could have asked us for help. We would have loaned you something." "I don't need charity." "Clearly you need something," Nicole said, "because that dress is a cry for help." Brittany appeared resplendent in her wedding gown that reportedly cost $15,000. "What's everyone looking at?" "Harper's outfit," Nicole said. "We're trying to decide if it's from a thrift store or a time capsule from 2003. Brittany looked me up and down. "Oh, that's singa quotes s. ... unfortunate. I think she looks fine," someone said weakly from the crowd. "Fine?" Nicole repeated. "Hear that, Harper? You look fine. At a luxury wedding, you've achieved fine." My face burned. "I'm going to get some air." "Wait!" Nicole grabbed my arm. "Don't run away! I'm not trying to be mean. I'm trying to help you understand that appearance matters." Especially at events like this. People are taking photos. This will be on social media. Do you want to be the poorly dressed sister in every picture? I don't care about pictures. Well, Brittany cares. And Alex cares. And frankly, we all care because it reflects on the family. When you show up looking like this, it makes us all look bad. I'm not trying to make anyone look bad. I'm just trying to attend my brother's wedding. In a dress that screams I shop at clearance sales, Nicole finished. The crowd had grown to maybe 20 people now, all watching. Some looking uncomfortable, others openly entertained. You know what? I said quietly. You're right. This was a mistake. I should go. Harper! Wait, Mom started. But not like she meant it. No, it's fine. I clearly don't belong here. Enjoy the wedding. I turned and walked toward the exit, my face burning, my eyes stinging. Behind me, I heard Nicole say loudly, "Drama queen. Always has to make it about her." Laughter followed. I made it to the hotel lobby before the tears came, stood by a marble pillar, trying to breathe, trying to not completely fall apart. "Excuse me, Miss." I turned. A hotel employee in a crisp uniform stood there, looking concerned. "Are you all right?" "I'm fine. Just needed a minute." "You're with the Bennett Morrison wedding." "Unfortunately." He smiled slightly. "Family events can be challenging. Would you like some water? Or perhaps a quiet place to sit?" "I'm okay. Thank you." Actually, he said carefully, "I'm supposed to escort you upstairs." "If you're Harper Bennett." I froze. "How do you know my name?" "Miss Chun would like to see you. She's in her office. 15th floor." "Who's Ms. Chun?" "The hotel owner. She asked for you specifically." My stomach dropped. Why would the hotel owner want to see me? I wasn't told, but she was quite insistent. "If you'll follow me." I didn't understand, but I followed him to the elevator. We rode up in silence, my mind racine. Had someone complained about me? Was I being kicked out officially? The 15th floor was clearly executive offices, plush carpet, expensive art, closed doors with brass names. The employee knocked on a door, labeled Catherine Chun, owner and CEO. "Come in," a woman's voice called. He opened the door and gestured me inside. The office was stunning floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city, minimalist furniture, a desk that probably cost more than a car, and behind the desk sat a woman in her early 50s, elegant in a black suit, her hair pulled back, looking at me with an expression I couldn't read. "Harper," she said, "please, sit." I sat, confused and nervous. "I'm Catherine Chun. I own the Grand Meridian." "I know, the employee said. "I'm sorry, I don't understand why I was in the security office reviewing camera feeds. We do that during major events to ensure everything runs smoothly. I happened to see the incident in the ballroom." My face burned hotter. "Oh, God, I'm so sorry. My sister, she gets I didn't mean to cause a scene." "You didn't cause anything," Catherine interrupted. "You were publicly humiliated by your family. There's a difference." I didn't know what to say. "That dress they mocked," Catherine continued, "is Armani, isn't it? From the Subtle collection, last season, but still easily $1,200 retail." I stared at her. "How did you?" "I know fashion. I've worn that exact dress to charity events. It's elegant, understated, and absolutely appropriate for a black tie optional wedding." She leaned forward. "So why did you let them call it cheap?" They wouldn't have believed me. They'd already decided what they wanted to believe. That you're poor? That you can't afford nice things? Something like that. Catherine was quiet for a moment. "Harper, I need to ask you something. And I need you to be honest. Do you want me to intervene in what's happening downstairs?" "What do you mean?" I can go down there right now and make it very clear that their behavior was unacceptable. I can embarrass them the way they embarrassed you. Or I can do nothing, and you can leave quietly, and they'll never know they misjudged you. Your choice." I thought about Nicole's face, Mom's dismissal. The crowd, laughing. Why would you do that? You don't even know me. No, Catherine agreed, but I know what it's like to be underestimated. To be dismissed, to watch people make assumptions based on appearance. She paused. 20 years ago, I was a hotel maid. I wore a cheap uniform and cleaned rooms, and was invisible to guests, like your family. Now, I own this hotel, and for others, and I really don't like people who judge others based on their clothes. I appreciate that, but I don't want to ruin my brother's wedding. Your brother stood there and let his sister humiliate you. Let me ask you something. When's the last time Alex defended you? Checked in on you? Treated you like family instead of an inconvenience? I couldn't answer. That's what I thought. Catherine stood up. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going downstairs. I'm going to introduce myself to your family, and I'm going to give them a choice: apologize, sincerely, or find another venue. The wedding contract includes a clause about respectful treatment of all guests. What happened to you violated that. You can't kick them out. There are 150 people I can and I will if necessary, but I'm hoping it won't come to that. I'm hoping your family will realize their mistake and make it right. She smiled. However, I should mention the Grand Meridian has a policy. We don't allow our owners to be disrespected in our own hotels. I'm not an owner. When's the last time anyone in this family asked about my life? My job? My anything? You assumed I worked retail and lived in a studio apartment and could barely make rent. It was easier than admitting you'd ignored me for years. The silence was crushing. So, Catherine said brightly, what's it going to be? Apology or exit? Mom looked at Brittany, who looked like she might faint in her expensive dress. We apologize, Mom said stiffly. Harper, we're sorry. We didn't mean what? I asked. To humiliate me? To mock me in front of 150 people? To make me feel worthless at my own brother's wedding? We thought. That dress looked. The dress is Armani, I said clearly. Why didn't you tell us? Nicole whispered. Because you didn't care. You liked having someone to look down on, someone to pity. It made you feel better about yourselves. Brittany was crying now, her makeup running. You're ruining my wedding! No, Catherine said firmly. Your family ruined your wedding when they chose cruelty over kindness. Harper is giving you a chance to fix it. I suggest you take it. Alex stepped forward. Harper, I'm sorry. I should have said something earlier. I should have defended you. Yes, I said simply. You should have. Can we? Can we start over? Finish the wedding, please. I looked at him. At my brother, who'd stood silent while his sister was mocked, who'd prioritized his bride's family over his own sister, who was asking for mercy he hadn't shown me. I'll stay, I said quietly. But things are different now. You don't get to pretend I'm the struggling little sister anymore. You don't get to patronize me or pity me or make jokes at my expense. I'm done being your punching bag. Understood, Alex said quickly. And Nicole, I turned to my sister. One more comment about my clothes, my life, or anything else, and I'll make sure everyone knows exactly how much debt you're actually in. Yes, I know about the credit cards and the personal loan you took out last year. Glass houses, sister. Nicole's face went scarlet. Now, Catherine said, shall we resume the festivities? I believe there's a wedding to complete. The music started again, awkwardly at first, then more normally. Guests began mingling again, though the energy was different. Hushed conversations, sideways glances at me. Catherine touched my arm. Well done. That took courage. I feel sick. You should. Confrontation is hard, but necessary. She smiled. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And Harper, consider attending our quarterly investor meetings. I'd like you to be more involved. I will. Thank you. Hadas, dale. She left, and I was alone in the middle of the ballroom. Not alone for long. Aunt Marie appeared with a glass of champagne. That was the most spectacular thing I've ever witnessed, she said, handing me the glass. It was horrible. It was overdue. They've treated you like garbage for years. Someone needed to say something. I didn't want it to be like this. How did you want it to be? Them continuing to mock you forever. You being the family joke? She clinked her glass against mine. You're a hotel owner, Harper. A successful woman. Stop apologizing for it. The rest of the wedding was surreal. People kept approaching me, some genuinely apologetic, others clearly fishing for information about my finances. I had no idea you were doing so well, Cousin Rachel said. I'm not doing well. I'm doing what I always did. You just weren't paying attention. Still, a hotel partnership. That's incredible. It's an investment, nothing more. But it wasn't nothing. I could see it in how people treated me now. Deference, where there'd been dismissal, interest, where there'd been indifference. It was infuriating and validating all at once. Mom found me near the dessert table. Harper, can we talk? What's left to say? I'm sorry. I am. I didn't realize that I wasn't poor. That bothers me more than anything, Mom. Your apology is contingent on me having money. What if I was actually struggling? Would I have deserved that treatment? She didn't answer. That's what I thought. I set down my champagne. I love you, but I don't like how you treat me. That has to change. How do I change it? By seeing me. Actually, seeing me. Not the version you want me to be or the version that makes you feel better about yourself. Just me. I can try. Good. Because if you can't, I'll simply stop attending family events. I don't need this. I gestured around the ballroom. I have a life you know nothing about. Friends. Hobbies. A world that doesn't include you. I stayed in your orbit because I loved you. But love isn't enough when respect is missing. Mom's eyes filled with tears. When did you get so strong? I was always strong. You were just too busy dismissing me to notice. The wedding ended at midnight. I stayed until the end, not for them, but for me. To prove I could. Alex and Brittany left in a shower of rose petals and drunk goodbyes. Nicole avoided me entirely. Mom tried to hug me. I let her. But it was perfunctory. I was exhausted, emotionally wrung out. I walked to my car, the Pedoflexus. Daddy never bothered to notice Anne sat in the driver's seat for a long moment. My phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. This is Catherine. Just wanted to check in. You okay? How did you get my number? You're an investor. I have all investor contact info. So, ... You okay? Tired. But okay. Thank you for today. Thank you for showing me there are still people worth defending. Coffee sometime. I'd love to hear more about your financial analysis work. We might have consulting opportunities. I'd like that. Good. I'll have my assistant reach out. And Harper, that dress really does look stunning on you. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. I smiled despite everything and drove home. 2 months later, the quarterly investor meeting was in the same ballroom where Alex's wedding had been. I sat at the conference table with 9 other investors, listening to Catherine present the hotel's financial performance. Revenue up 80% year-over-year, she said, clicking through slides. Occupancy rates holding strong, customer satisfaction scores at all-time highs. After the meeting, she pulled me aside. I have a proposition. We're opening a 5th hotel in Miami. I'd like you to take a larger equity stake to serve as a financial consultant during the development phase. That's a huge opportunity. You've earned it. Your analysis of our revenue streams last month was brilliant. And frankly, I like working with people who understand what it's like to be underestimated. I don't have enough capital for 20% of a new hotel. I'm offering favorable terms. We can structure it as increased equity in exchange for consulting work, plus a smaller cash investment. You'd have to quit your current job, but the compensation would be substantially higher. My head spun. I need to think about it. take a week. But Harper, you're good at this. Don't let your family's doubt become your own. That evening, I had dinner with Aunt Marie, the only family member who'd reached out since the wedding. So? She asked. What did Catherine want? I told her about the Miami opportunity. That's incredible. You're taking it, right? I don't know. It's a risk. My current job is stable. Your current job is boring and beneath you, Aunt Marie interrupted. You're playing small because your family taught you that's all you deserved. That's not. Yes, it is. Harper, I've watched you your whole life. You're brilliant, capable. But you hide it because every time you succeeded, Nicole felt threatened and your mother made you shrink. It's time to stop shrinking. What if I fail? What if you succeed? She leaned forward. Worst case scenario, the hotel project fails and you go back to financial analysis at another firm. Best case, you become one of the youngest hotel investors in the state. Which risk scares you more? I took the job. Quit my stable position, signed the partnership papers, moved to Miami for 6 months to oversee the development. The Grand Meridian Miami opened in May. It was stunning boutique hotel on the beach, 150 rooms, rooftop bar, destination restaurant. I stood in the lobby on opening night, watching the first guests check in, and felt something I hadn't felt in years. Pride. My phone rang. Nicole. I almost didn't answer. Hello, Harper, it's Nicole. I know. I wanted to say, congratulations on the Miami hotel. I saw the article in Business Weekly. Thanks. Awkward silence. I've been doing a lot of thinking, Nicole said finally. About the wedding, about how I treated you. About everything. Okay. I was jealous. I am jealous. You have this whole life I knew nothing about. You're successful and independent and you didn't need us. I hated that. Why? Because I needed you to be less than me. If you were struggling, it meant I was winning. Sounds terrible when I say it out loud, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. I'm in therapy now, working on why I need to tear people down to feel good about myself. It's not pretty. Therapy's good. I'm glad you're going. Are we? ... Double quotes, she paused. Are we ever going to be okay? Like sisters? I don't know, Nicole. You hurt me. Publicly, repeatedly, deliberately. That doesn't just go away. I know. I just ... I wanted you to know, I'm trying, that I see what I did wrong. That's a start, I said, but seeing it and changing it are different things. I know. We hung up. I felt ... Nothing. No anger. No satisfaction. No forgiveness. Just the absence of the need for her approval. 1 year later, I stood in the ballroom of the original Grand Meridian for Alex and Brittany's first anniversary party, smaller than the wedding. Just family and close friends. I wore a red dress. Valentino, $2,400. I looked incredible, and I knew it. Mom hugged me when I arrived. You look beautiful, sweetheart. Thanks. How's Miami? Good. We're at 92% occupancy, exceeding projections. I'm so proud of you. She paused. I'm sorry it took me so long to say that. To really see you? I know. Can I ask you something? Why did you hide your success from us? I thought about it. Because you liked me better when I was struggling. When I needed you. The moment I didn't need you anymore, I became threatening. I was tired of being threatening. That's not... She stopped. Okay. Maybe that's a little true. It's very true. But I'm done shrinking to make other people comfortable. Alex approached with Brittany. Harper. Glad you made it. Wouldn't miss it. We wanted to thank you, Brittany said quietly, for staying, for giving us a second chance at the wedding. You're welcome. And I wanted to apologize, she continued, properly this time. What I said about your dress, about you, there's no excuse. I was insecure and I took it out on you. Apology accepted. We'd love to have you over for dinner sometime, Alex said. Get to know the real you. The Hotel Mogul version. I smiled. I'm not a mogul. I'm an investor who works very hard. Whatever you are, we'd like to be part of your life, if you'll let us. I looked at my brother who'd failed me when I needed him, but who was trying now. Okay, I said. Dinner? But I'm paying. I can afford it. He laughed, a real laugh this time, not a nervous one. Nicole appeared, looking uncertain. Can I talk to you? We walked to a quiet corner. I wanted to show you something, she said, pulling out her phone. I paid off my credit cards. All of them. Took me 14 months. But I did it. That's great. Nicole, I used some of what I learned watching you. Budgeting, saving, living within my means. Turns out having money isn't about how much you make, it's about how much you keep. That's true. I'm not asking for anything, she said quickly. I just wanted you to know I'm trying to be better, to be more like you. Don't be like me. Be like yourself, but better. Fair enough. She paused. Are we, ... Can we be sisters again? Eventually. We're working on it, I said. That's all I can promise. That's enough. The party ended late. I drove home to my Kundotha 2-bedroom downtown place. They'd never visited Dan, changed into pajamas. My phone buzzed. Catherine? How was the party? Surreal. But good, I think. Family's complicated. But it sounds like they're trying. They are still processing it all. Take your time. And Harper? Board meeting next week. We're discussing expansion into Austin. I'd like your input. I'll be there. I set down my phone and looked around my condo, at the life I'd built quietly, methodically, without anyone's permission or approval. The life they'd dismissed as cheap and forgettable. The life that had turned out to be worth more than they'd ever imagined. I thought about that night at Alex's wedding, standing in the ballroom in my cheap dress, while my family laughed. I thought about Catherine stopping the music. About the look on Mom's face when she learned the truth. About Nicole's shock when her assumptions crumbled. I thought about power, not the aggressive kind that demands recognition, but the quiet kind that doesn't need to. The kind that lets people underestimate you until the moment you choose to be seen. I'd spent my whole life being underestimated. But I was done with that now. Now, when I walked into a room, I walked in knowing my worth, not because of my bank account, or my hotel shares, or my designer dress. That because I learned the hardest lesson. The only person who needed to value me was me. Everyone else was optional. I picked up my phone one more time and looked at my investment portfolio. The Grand Meridian Holdings had increased in value by 340% since 2021. The Miami property was already profitable. Austin would be next. Somewhere in the city, my family was probably discussing me, trying to reconcile the struggling sister they'd imagined with the successful woman they'd discovered. Let them. I had hotels to build, and a life to live where no one ever got to call my dress cheap again.